living from our heart, living from our core, living from our power. We all get more. We are powerful women.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Heart Whispers Summit. I'm Sue Erda. I'm one of the publishers here at Powerful You Publishing, and I'm so grateful to be able to bring to you these incredible authors of the upcoming anthology book, Heart Whispers, which is all about women listening to their hearts, following their intuition, following that inner guidance that they have, that we all have, and living a life and designing a life that they love. And I'm so grateful to be able to introduce them to you. And so our interview today is with Dr. Lara May, and she's one of our incredible authors with a wonderful story in the book. I'm going to read a brief introduction of Lara, and then we'll get started talking with her. Dr. Lara May is an advanced practice clinical pharmacist, functional medicine health coach, and master attuned intuitive healer. She is a teacher who specializes in getting to the root cause of disease via functional medicine and energy medicine. After working in emergency rooms and adult acute care for over a decade, she transitioned into integrative health. Due to her struggle with her own health, Lara started studying and practicing Yusu and Angelic Reiki in 2014, then functional medicine health coaching in 2017. Lara's passion and mission is to empower patients to take an active role in their own well-being so they can create their health on their terms. And Lara, I am so grateful to welcome you today. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Great. And so your title for your interview today is Bringing Courage to Your Healing Journey. And I know you have your own story of this, and we're going to talk about that. And it's exciting because whoever's listening is probably on their own healing journey right now. So why don't you tell us a little bit, Lara, about your own personal journey and how it led you to where you are today?
Sure. Well, like you said, I'm a clinical pharmacist and so trained in Western medicine and grew up in a very traditional family background in the southeastern part of the United States. So, always, and I think a lot of us are sort of um, raised to fit in, conform, go along to get along, all those things like don't make waves, um, you know, obey the rules, do all those things, right? So, but I will say that I've always been a questioner. So even though that's the way I was raised, I've always wanted to know the why behind things. And I think that's why I gravitated towards science in my education. My undergrad's in bio. And, of course, like we said before, I'm a pharmacist now, but along the way, I started to have health challenges, IBS by the age of 23, migraines at the age of 18. And I never really got answers or relief or help. It was just more of what I call Band-Aid medicine. Here, take this, it'll cover up this symptom, but never getting to the root cause. And finally, it got to the point where I just couldn't keep going like that. It was becoming so debilitating to my life. So I started looking elsewhere and questioning more. And that led me to the combination of energy medicine with functional medicine. And functional medicine is an approach that looks to get to the root cause of imbalances, dis-ease in the body. Ultimately, it comes down to inflammation. But how is that inflammation manifesting in your body versus my body? We're all very unique beings. The concept of bio-individuality is something that's also a cornerstone of functional medicine. So looking at each person as the individual that they are and, and really creating a plan around that. And that's what I liked about being the patient in functional medicine was the approach was very personal to me. I didn't feel like it was cookie cutter at all. And then the energy medicine piece came in that really started to empower my personal growth in such a way that had never been fostered or cultivated in any other the traditions that I had been exposed to in the past. So it was very personal, getting to know myself, getting to know my team of spirits, angels, and guides, which we all have. In my personal opinion, we all have them. And learning that trust that we're always supported by the universe and that universal guidance is doing just that, guiding us along and learning how to listen and then take action within that same vein, if you will.
Mhm. So functional medicine, that's interesting because, I don't know if a lot of people know really specifically what it is. I've seen functional medicine doctors too. Is it a degree that you get? Tell us how it's different maybe than traditional medicine that we are all familiar with.
Yeah, at this point in time, it's a training and certificate program, and there are, less than a handful of training organizations out there that provide the certification. So, acupuncturists can become functional medicine practitioners, pharmacists, MDs, NDs, naturopathic doctors, practitioners of Chinese medicine can also go into functional medicine. So again, it's for most of us, we are not diagnosing, we are not prescribing any medication. We are, again, looking to find that root cause of disease and inflammation, and then building a food plan around that for the person, because food is medicine. That's another cornerstone tenet of functional medicine. And then also beyond that, maybe supporting with a certain supplement regimen for the short term, because supplements should be just that, a supplement to something for the short term. Ideally, our diet should be supplying all the nutrients that we need. But, with the state of agriculture these days, that's a challenge. But still, usually most of us should not be on lifelong supplements for the most part. I'll say that.
Mhm. Great. So I guess as you're saying this and what you said before, I think it says to me that it's really about holistic practices, right?
Yes.
It's about looking at the body as a whole and not just the body, the environment and everything else going on in someone's life.
Yes, yes, thank you, I'm glad you brought that up. So, yes, it's a systems-based approach, meaning usually a lot of times in Western medicine, like if you're having a UTI, we'll just look at your bladder, or if you're having a migraine, we'll just look at your head. But, in functional medicine, if you're having migraines, then we're actually looking at the whole body. A lot of times we start with the gut because the gut, not only is it the central channel physically in our body, but it is the core of so much of our immune system and our hormonal balance and just the microbiome. If anyone out there has heard about that, that's its own ecosystem within our body that is made up of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and it's all in a beautiful balance. And so the key is to keep that balance and or restore that balance so that the trickle down effect creates balance within our body.
Mm, that's great. So if somebody's not in balance, it just shows up. It's some physical manifestation shows up like a stomach ache, like a migraine, like pain somewhere, right?
Sure, yes, it can either show up on the inside or even the outside. The skin conditions are actually a really good indication of the balance inside. So our
Yeah.
skin is our largest organ.
Great. Okay. So let's talk about energy healing. So what can energy healing do for somebody? How can it help to heal our physical bodies?
So, and I'll start with this. So, essentially, we are energetic beings having a physical experience here on this planet. We are energy. We're created of energy. We're made of energy. We're all composed of the exact same thing that the stars and the earth are made of. And with that in mind, everything has a vibration. Energy vibrates. Your voice vibrates at a certain frequency. Our thoughts actually vibrate at a certain frequency. So by connecting and really bringing awareness and intention, because those two things are so powerful in terms of creating change in our lives and in our bodies, we can, with intention, bring we can change the vibration of our energetic centers, which are called chakras. We can change the vibration, like I said, of that bladder that I mentioned before, our kidneys, our brain, our entire digestive tract. So if we're at this moment now vibrating at a level of, let's just call it disharmony or dissonance, if we're feeling pain, or if you're like me right now, appreciating spring, but sort of struggling with some allergies,
Yep.
then when the idea is that we can tune into what we want that vibration of wellness to be. What will we imagine our most healthy, happy selves to be? And what is that vibration when we get there? And you can bring that into your life at any given moment. And that to me is ultimately the culmination of energy healing and energy medicine. So you can be specific if you want to focus on your chakras, which are those energetic centers throughout our body. And chakra literally means wheel. So you can envision them as spinning wheels. You can use color, because color also obviously has a vibration and a resonance. So it's just, and one of the reasons I love it so much is because you're able to make it what it is for you. Like, we're taught that each chakra vibrates at a specific color. But really, what I found is that all of our chakras are a different color depending on our vibration at the moment. So, a beautiful exercise that I like to do myself, but also play and have fun with, is tune in and, like, let's just say the heart chakra, tune in and say, okay, well, what is the color that's coming through for me now? And I use muscle testing a lot too with my intuitive work. And I just ask, is this the highest and best vibrational color for me now? If I get a yes, great, I move on. If not, then I ask, what is the most best, highest vibrational color that needs to come in to rebalance my heart chakra? And then I just allow that to come in. So I think a lot of energy healing, and this is what I've learned over the years too, a lot of it is about allowing, it's about letting go and just getting used to um, receiving. I think a lot of times throughout our lives, we stop ourselves from receiving in the way that we are naturally meant to.
Beautiful. You're talking about the color thing. Excuse me. And I'm thinking about, I've talked to energy healers and they're like, oh, so you have to wear blue for a while, like, because you need that balance somehow in your system. And I think about, there are times I go through phases with my clothes. Like I'll wear a bunch of orange for like a few weeks, or a bunch of blue. And I don't know why, but I feel like I'm drawn to that. Is that something with my chakras?
It could be, or it could just be your vibrational level at that time anyway. I've also had the same thing. I've worked with an Ayurvedic practitioner for a while, and that's all about the balancing of the doshas. And she told me, oh, we're working on this dosha. These are the colors that you should, think about wearing. Because it is vibrational, and so
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I love that. I love when things show up naturally too, and then there's science behind them. Science backs all of these things that we actually feel and show up in our lives. So, I know we talked about functional medicine, energetic medicine being holistic in a sense, right? So why is it important to address all aspects at the same time, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the energetic, when we're on a healing journey?
Well, ultimately, because they're all connected. So we are, like I said before, we're physical beings, and so there is matter, we are solid, but at the same time, we are energetic and spatial. And if we were to take what our cells are made up of and look at them under the microscope, it's mostly space that's there. And so within all that space is the energy. And when we again connect that what is going on energetically, meaning what's going on in our head, what are our thoughts, what do we think about our bodies, what do we think about the disease state that we're working through, becoming aware of those thoughts, writing them down and evaluating them, because we can change our health and our life with our thoughts. So ultimately, our thoughts create our feelings create our actions, and our actions create our results. So if we are aware of our thoughts and we get to choose, what am I thinking? So Instead of thinking I'm sick, I'm tired, all these things, we say really negative things a lot, especially women, about our bodies and our health, or even, there's different acronyms out there too that some have profanity in them. But if you think about the vibration of those thoughts and sayings, it's not high vibing stuff. So really, it's about becoming intentional with our thoughts and bringing those two things together, that energetic and physical together with intention, so that you are creating what you want. And that's, I think, another concept that we sort of forget that we have that power to do is we are the creators. We are creator beings. And that requires taking responsibility and stepping into that power and saying, yes, I am, and yes, I will, and yes, I can, and how exciting that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. As you're talking, I'm thinking about, I read a book, I guess it was about 20 years ago, by Dr. Wayne Dyer, and it was Your Thoughts Create Your Life. I mean, and it's, like you create your own life through your thoughts. And it was one of the lines in there was something like, think about what you're thinking about, because we often don't do that. We forget that we're in control of our thoughts. We actually get to guide that. And so many people, I think, feel like a victim in a sense that they think life keeps happening to them, and they forget their personal responsibility.
Yes, yes. One of the things I encourage my clients to do is actually called a thought download. And it's just what it sounds like. You take 5 minutes and you write down all your thoughts in a journal, piece of paper, whatever. And it's so simple, but so powerful, because that gives you the opportunity to look at your thoughts and say, okay, is that a thought I want to keep thinking? Is that thought like my thought? Maybe that's somebody else's thought. Maybe that's not even a thought that I actually think. It's a thought that my parents or, society gave me about my body or this disease state or the situation. So it can be really powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Lara, your title for this interview is Bringing Courage to Your Healing Journey. Now, why would you use the word courage? Why do you call a healing journey courageous?
Because for most of us on the healing journey, it's going to require stepping out of the societal lanes of the highway, if you will. Like we like I said before with my own journey, uh, you know, I started with Western medicine because that's what you're quote unquote supposed to do. You have a problem, you go to the doctor to get help. But I found along the way that unfortunately the structure of Western medicine can be very disempowering. And again, after so many years of study and practice within the energy medicine field, I have come to realize that we are the creators of our own lives. We are the creators of our health. So, in order to create that, you're going to have to decide which path you're going to take. And that might not be the path of the mainstream. And as being human beings that are tribal in nature, that's how we've evolved over these many hundreds of thousands of years, it can be scary to step out of sync with the tribe. For a long time, that would mean that you might not survive. So it's normal for it to feel like it takes courage to make your own path, to decide what's best for you and take action and know and I encourage to like from within the heart space, um the book is also entitled Heart Whispers, and I think there's a piece there too that requires us to come into alignment and connection with our heart space and really start to listen to our higher selves, to our guidance, to our team of ancestors, guides, angels, and ask. We're not alone, but that realm works on a level of free will, just like we have free will here. So we have to ask for that help, ask for that guidance, and then again be willing to take action, which I think takes courage and a little
It,
bit of bravery.
it absolutely does. I agree with you. And I'm so happy that you have the courage to do this too, because functional medicine is not as, I think it's becoming a little more popular. I'll call it popular, just more people are more aware of it these days. So I'm very happy that you had the courage to step into that for yourself on your own healing journey, and also for all of us that are on it to be able to help us. So that's great. Lara, I know that you have a gift for our listeners. Would you like to tell us about that and where they can get it, and also how they can reach out to you and stay connected with you?
Yes, so I am at Dr. Lara May on all social medias, mainly Instagram, Facebook. I do have a Twitter account, so if you're on Twitter, definitely reach out. Um, and that's DrLaramay. I can be found, my website is drlaramay.com. And the free gift I have is a bundle of energy healing downloads or guided meditations. I think there's 4 of them in the bundle, if I remember correctly. And that is at drlaramay.com/energy-healing-downloads.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for that. I'm looking to getting mine. I love new meditations, and they're wonderful. And when I get into one, it's like I listen often. So thank you so much for that. Do you
Yeah,
have any quick final thoughts for our listeners?
I think my encouragement would to be, if you're at the beginning of your journey, find someone that you can work with, whether that's a practitioner or a teacher, both in the energetic and holistic healing space. And I say that because we all start somewhere and we're all at different places in our lives and on our journey. But finding those people that you resonate with is so imperative, because they will be the ones that, again, like, that can be your guides and teacher and help you along your journey and help you feel supported in this path. Again, the reason it takes courage is because sometimes it's daunting, it's scary, it can feel isolating, or even, you can feel alone. So surround yourself with a tribe of people that will support you and help you from a space of non-judgment.
Yep, beautiful. Yep, I love that. Right. We need each other, right? Connection is, for me, the essence of life. I love being connected to people, and there are so many people that know so many different things than we do, and we can help them. They can help us. It's a beautiful way to help each other. So, Lara, this is great. Thank you so much for being here with us and sharing all this wonderful information. I know that it's going to really help those people that have listened to you today, and I so appreciate the work that you're doing and sharing your courageous story in the book as well. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, wonderful. And listeners, definitely connect with Lara, connect with all of these other authors. You have signed up for this summit. That's how you're getting to listen to this. And be sure to read that ebook. You got a free ebook along with this summit. So read that book, because it's tips from each of the authors. Something about listening to your heart. How do you tap into that intuition, that innate guidance that you have? So read the ebook, continue to listen to these amazing interviews on this summit. And on June 22nd, that is our launch date, and of the book, Heart Whispers. So we encourage you to buy it on Amazon. We are doing a special Kindle offer of 99 cents that day. So if the Kindle is 99 cents, be sure to get that book. It is a wonderful, wonderful book. It's 20 stories, encouraging, amazing stories of women who have gone through some struggles, maybe, of listening to their heart. And then when they did, what changed for them, what shifted in their lives, what transformations they have gone through. And so those stories will help you in your own life to also be able to listen to your heart. So June 22nd on launch day, come to our website. It is heartwhispersbook.com. We will guide you to your Amazon link for whatever country you're in. You'll be able to get that book on launch day, and then you bring your Amazon receipt number back to our website, and you'll be able to get lots of gifts. And when I say lots, it's like about 40 gifts from our partners, our authors, and they're all downloadable, wonderful free gifts for you, and you will love them. So 99 cents, all those gifts, it's awesome. Definitely do that on June 22nd. And thank you so much for being here with us today, listening to this interview, and continue to listen. And we honor you and your journey, your own journey of your heart whispers. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.